Hi everybody! Now is the time to look at the movies that will be released in July. We will be glad if you like the video and subscribe to our channel. Mr. Malcolm's List 2022. Set in 1800s England, Mr. Malcolm's List is about a very eligible bachelor named Mr. Malcolm, played by Derisu, who has trouble finding a wife. To make it easy, he makes a list of requirements that a woman must meet in order to become his wife. But Julia Thistlethwaite is strongly held in her belief that she can charm him. Unfortunately, their get-together doesn't go so well, and soon Julia finds out from Malcolm's friend Lord Cassidy about the list. In response, Julie decides to recruit her dear friend Selina Dalton to come to London and help her get revenge. The plan? Julia will make sure Selina is the perfect woman for Malcolm, based on his specific requirements, before pulling the rug out from under him. Unfortunately, true feelings get in the way, and soon enough Julia, Selina, Malcolm, and other eligible young men and women end up in a tangled mess of love and revenge. Minions: The Rise of Gru, 2022. In the heart of the 1970s, amidst a flurry of feathered hair and flared jeans, Gru is growing up in the suburbs. A fanboy of a supervillain supergroup known as the Vicious Six, Gru hatches a plan to become evil enough to join them. Luckily, he gets some mayhem-making backup from his loyal followers, the Minions. Together, Kevin, Stuart, Bob, and Otto, a new minion sporting braces in a desperate need to please, deploy their skills as they and Gru build their first lair, experiment with their first weapons, and pull off their first missions. When the Vicious Six oust their leader, legendary fighter Wild Knuckles, Gru interviews to become their newest member. It doesn't go well, and only gets worse after Gru outsmarts them and suddenly finds himself the mortal enemy of the apex of evil. On the run, Gru will turn to an unlikely source for guidance, Wild Knuckles, and discover that even bad guys need a little help from their friends. Hot Seat. The movie is based on a story by Leon Langford and Colin Watts. An unknown guy forces an ex-hacker to breach into high-level banking institutions in Hot Seat by planting a bomb beneath his chair at his office. Gibson plays the guy tasked with breaking into the booby-trap building and rescuing the young man from his predicament. Thor: Love and Thunder, 2022. Thor's retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gorr the God Butcher, who seeks the extinction of the gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer, Mjolnir, as the mighty Thor. Together, they embark upon a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and stop him before it's too late. Where the Crawdads Sing, 2022. Kia Clark, otherwise known as the Marsh Girl by the townspeople of Barkley Cove, is mysterious and wild. Abandoned by her family, Where the Crawdads Sing is a coming-of-age story of a young girl raised by the marshlands of the South in the 50s. Watching many years past, when the town hotshot is found dead, and inexplicably linked to Kia, the Marsh Girl is the prime suspect in his murder case. Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank, 2022. A hard-on-his-luck hound Hank, Michael Cera, finds himself in a town full of cats who need a hero to defend them from a ruthless villain's, Ricky Gervais, evil plot to wipe their village off the map. With help from a reluctant teacher, Samuel L. Jackson, to train him, our underdog must assume the role of town samurai and team up with the villagers to save the day. The only problem: cats hate dogs. Also starring Mel Brooks, George Takei, Asif Manvi, Gabriel Iglesias, Jimin Hunsu, Michelle Yeoh, Kylie Kioka, and Kathy Shim. Paws of Fury, The Legend of Hank pounces into theaters July 15th, 2022.
Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris 2022. Directed by Anthony Fabian, Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris is a remake of the 1992 film of the same name starring Angela Lansbury and Omar Sharif, and based on Paul Gallico's novella Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris. The story follows a widowed cleaning lady in 1950s London who falls madly in love with a couture Dior dress, and decides that she must have one of her own. After she works, starves and gambles to raise the funds to pursue her dream, she embarks on an adventure to Paris that will change not only her own outlook, but the very future of the House of Dior.
The Wrong Place 2022. A methamphetamines cook hunts down the former police chief of a small town in order to silence him before he can deliver eyewitness testimony against his family, but ultimately finds himself up against more than he had bargained for.
American Carnage. After a governor issues an executive order to arrest the children of undocumented immigrants, the newly detained youth are offered an opportunity to have their charges dropped by volunteering to provide care to the elderly. Once inside the elder care facility, the volunteers discover the governor and the facility's supervisor have cooked up a horrifyingly depraved conspiracy that endangers the young and the old in this twisted thriller comedy.